All right, what's good with y'all boys, man? Now look, all right, we got the hint. We know Blake is coming next week. As usual, I did my little research trying to see like, okay, do I want to pick him up? Do I want to be resetting people, talent cards, enhancements for when he comes out, right? I figured it out for me. I'm going to kind of walk y'all through my process of how I figured it out and hopefully help y'all figure out if you really want to be using your resources for this guy when he comes out. I know usually when I do this, basically everybody since Ferguson, I've been saying they're the best person in the game. And if you don't already have the next person behind them, and even if you do, you want to pick up this newer player when they're coming out, right? I will say, unfortunately, depending on what you're looking for now, Blake Griffin is going to be a lot less popular and picked up. Okay. Now, if we're talking about the why, the main reason is just that as a big man in the game, your main jobs are paint defense and rebound, right? Same way that you use shooting guards when you really want to make sure you get those threes down. You use point guards when you want high speed and playmaking, small forwards when you want defense. You feel me? People usually pick up the centers and power forwards for the purpose of doing what those other positions are not going to do as good, and that's the rebounding and paint defense, like I said. Now, it's not necessarily bad if that player can't do that, if they have an overwhelming upside to them on the opposite end. For example, Karl Anthony Towns, people don't pick him up for his rebounding in defense, but they will pick him up because they know that he has really good offensive upside, being able to get to those three balls, right? Wemby, people are not picking him up because they just want a center for rebounding the defense. They're picking him up because he can handle, he can shoot threes, he can do all this other stuff with just a slight ability of doing the things that you want the big man for, right? The issue with Blake is while he does get the offensive upgrade that says you should be able to pick him and be okay with missing out on what you're missing out on for defense and rebounding, there's gonna be a problem with it. Okay, now he comes with a lot of different dunk animations, double clutch ability. He doesn't actually double clutch it in the animation. He spins on his. He'll either do the regular dunk or the spin variation when he wants to double clutch, along with abilities that are also going to increase the dunk speed. The problem is that, again, at the big man positions, one of the main jobs you have is learning the different dunk timings of different people. If you're a defensive big, you see, I got Rodman. I don't necessarily. I play defense with him, but I haven't gotten that far. I'm just now starting to run big, so I haven't got to the whole remembering all the dunk timings of different players and stuff. But most people that run big on a regular basis do, right? It's going to take some time with him being new, but it's going to be figured out. And you would say, okay, well, how do you avoid this? You make sure you run him probably in a two big lineup where he's at the two spot. That way you're not being guarded by a main center, right? Problem there is that the only other upside to your dunking ability is going to be your threes. And the problem with your threes is unless you're running main big on your team, whoever you have is just going to come out there and make sure that anytime you're not within dunking distance, they're pressing towards you so that you can't get those threes off because he doesn't have any crazy abilities. He has a step back to help him get to the three, but it's not a crazy distance on it. So if somebody is already playing you, assuming you would be going for the three, which, like I said, until you're in dunk range, that's what they're going to do. You're not really getting that off. Only way you really get his three ball off is if you are being guarded by main centers. But at that point, you're usually going to have to run main big And even if you can get past the offensive side where you're maybe getting your dunks off and the big is helping towards the paint so you can get your threes off, you're not out rebounding them more than likely unless it's somebody brand new. And your paint defense is going to be pretty bad. So if you're the lane big, it's basically going to be free eats for the other team in the paint outside of whenever you can manage to get a good block timing off. So you really want him to have to play main big so that you can get your offense to be at its full potential. But that's also going to be where you're going to be hurting your team the most by not being able to get boards and play deep. And I've learned since using Rodman and being back on a big man, those rebounds are everything. You not being able to get your second chance points for your team can be the difference between y'all winning and losing, and definitely getting out rebounded and the other team getting multiple extra shooting opportunities will be the difference between you losing games. So like I said, his offensive side on paper is really good. He's like a better version of Giannis offensively. It's the fact that his rebounding is going to be as bad as it is, and then his defense is not as good as it could be for some of the other bigs. It's just going to be a really hard option to go for him out of all the other bigs that you can use, with, like I said, Karl Anthony Towns being somebody you can get more value out of at the 3-point line. Jason Tatum being somebody else that you can get a good amount of variation with, both with his ability to create threes and his defensive upside with his stacks and how everything works for him. So we got to see how y'all feel. I don't want this to deter people from going for picking them up necessarily, because as I say with all players, it doesn't matter who it is. This is why you still see people running around with elites. It is still very possible. You know, you get all of his timings down, you master him a certain way to where you can still get your offense off whenever you want to. And then you just, you know, you're a decent rebounder and defender on him still to where it's not causing your team problems. Hey, that's good for you. There's going to be a lot of people that really want the character and want to pull him. And if you can learn him that way to where those disadvantages don't hurt you as much, that's amazing. Me personally, from how I play and what I normally see in the landscape when we're running on here, I don't think he's going to be someone that's as popular as everybody else we've been seeing come out late. Okay. Now, on a much brighter note, the good thing is that since he's out, we only have so many players left we can get. With us knowing that Tim Duncan, for those that don't know, Timmy and Rondo are both fairly new over there. You can include Tony Parker as well, but Timmy, Rondo, and Tony are all pretty new. So we know we should be looking at Ant-Man, T-Mac, Kyrie, or Prime Rose on the next one. And now since they did just do Halliburton, it's possible that they go ahead and just give us Ron Artest or a shooting guard. But anything is possible. We're going to see how it goes. Right now, let's go ahead and get Blake here first since we've been waiting. But outside of that, y'all let me know how y'all think and what y'all feel. If you're going to be pulling them down below, I still like him. His kit looks really fun, and I like his jersey too. It's just I don't know how it's going to go having him out here in the matchmaking scene. We're going to see. But outside of that, if you enjoyed and feel like the video helps you out, man, leave a sub, like, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified for the next video. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. I appreciate y'all watching.